32 teams, 8 groups, 1 World Cup. And if you've never watched football before, the group stage is probably the most confusing part. Who plays who? Why do some teams go through and others don't? What even is a group? By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how every World Cup group works and why it makes the tournament so unpredictable, so dramatic, and honestly, so addictive. Let's start with the basics. The FIFA World Cup has 32 teams, but they don't just start playing randomly. First, they get split into 8 groups. Group A, all the way through Group H. Each group has exactly 4 teams inside it. Think of it like a mini tournament happening 8 times at once. Every team in a group plays each of the other 3 teams once. So every team plays 3 games total in the group stage. Win, draw, or lose, those results determine everything. Here's where it gets interesting. You don't just win or lose points, you earn them. Win a game, you get 3 points. Draw, and that's a tie. You get 1 point each. Lose, 0 points. Nothing. At the end of the group stage, the top 2 teams from each group move on to the knockout rounds. The bottom 2 go home. Finished. No second chances. 8 groups. 2 teams advance from each. That's 16 teams moving forward. Simple, right? But here's what nobody tells beginners. The group stage is where legends get eliminated. In 2022, Germany didn't make it out of the group stage. Germany, one of the most successful football nations in history. 4 World Cup titles, gone in the group stage. That's the beauty of this format. No one is safe. Now, what happens when 2 teams finish with the same number of points? Great question, because it happens all the time. This is where it gets spicy. FIFA uses a tiebreaker system. First, they look at goal difference. That's the total number of goals you scored minus the goals you gave up. Score more goals, give up fewer, you climb the table. If that's still equal, they look at total goals scored. Teams are actually rewarded for attacking football. Playing it safe can cost you a spot in the next round. And if it's still tied after that, head-to-head record. Who won when these 2 teams played each other directly? That game suddenly becomes everything. Every single match matters. Even a game that looks meaningless on paper could be the difference between going home and going to the quarterfinals. Here's something that blows people's minds. The group stage isn't just about winning. It's about how you win. In 1994, the United States made it out of the group stage partly because of goal difference. They weren't even thinking about that when the game started. But the math worked out in their favor. The group stage rewards teams that never switch off, ever. Now let's talk about how the groups are actually decided, because this is fascinating. Teams aren't randomly thrown into groups. They're seeded. That means the best teams in the world are deliberately kept apart in the early rounds. You won't see Brazil versus France in Group A. FIFA doesn't want the best teams knocking each other out before the tournament even gets going. But here's the twist. Every group still has at least 1 dangerous team in it. No group is easy. There's no free ride. And within the groups, there's this thing called the group of death. Every World Cup has one. It's the group where 3 or 4 elite teams end up together, and one of them has to go home early no matter what. In 2014, Group G had Germany, Portugal, Ghana, and the United States. Portugal had Cristiano Ronaldo. Germany had a squad that went on to win the whole tournament. Someone incredible was always going home. That's the cruelty of the group stage. And that's exactly what makes it unmissable. So what does the group stage actually look like in practice? All 8 groups play simultaneously across roughly 2 weeks. Every day has multiple matches. Some days have 4 games. The whole world is watching different screens at the same time. It's organized chaos in the best possible way. And the final day of each group, both final matches in every group kick off at the exact same time. That rule exists because of a famous scandal in 1982 where 2 teams played out a result that suited them both and eliminated a 3rd team unfairly. FIFA changed the rules. Now you can't know what's happening in the other match while you're playing yours. One final thought. The World Cup group stage is 48 games of football that somehow feel like one continuous story. Upsets happen, favorites crash out, unknown teams suddenly become everyone's second team. All of it because 32 nations are fighting for 16 spots, and 3 games decide your fate. Now you know exactly how it works. If this helped you understand the World Cup a little better, subscribe, because we're breaking down everything else you need to know before the tournament kicks off.